What's up, you uneducated people? Are you enjoying your life working with the worst possible wage? Oh, if some of you were unemployed, my bad. But aren't I amazing for being that thoughtful of you too? My name is Edaro Suge. I'm a genius that attends a world-renowned national university. Now that there are fewer children in this country, some people say that it's a generation that if anyone wants to go to college, anybody can get in. But to be honest, only the few elite can get into this national university. And yet, when the old people come around here, they say that we have it easy these days, when they're the ones that got in just from family connections or whatever. In our generation, there are a lot of geniuses around, like me. Anyway, I'm about to go back home to my family home out in the countryside. Honestly, what a chore. My family house is in the middle of nowhere where there are only fields and farms around. More than half of my former classmates didn't go to college and took after their family business. And even if they did go to school, it would be an associate's degree at most. Well, I guess you could say they're an uneducated bunch. And within those losers, I was always the smartest ever since I was a little kid. And when I was in elementary school, they treated me like a little god. That's why my parents and my grandma and grandpa were so proud of me that they didn't know what to do with themselves. Every single time when anything happens, they're annoying me to come back home. Like, how much do they want to brag about me, eh? But you know what? They said that they'll pay for my transportation to come home, so if they're gonna say that much, then I guess I have no choice. So I'm on the train now. This time the gathering is for New Year's, so apparently all of the relatives are gonna be getting together. But all of them are seriously such country bumpkins. When I bring the smallest souvenir from Tokyo, they get so excited. I'm sure this year they're gonna be fighting over who gets to ask me questions again. I'm home! I've arrived! You're welcome!
Welcome home, Adaro.
Here, souvenirs!
My goodness, a high-collar item again? Thank you. We need to give some to the altar.
Sure, you should be grateful. Hello? Huh? Mom, who is that? The person that came to greet me was a nerd with glasses that looked about the same age as me. I've never seen a guy like this before, but also isn't this guy a little bit taller than me? Hey.
This is Masayoshi. Remember, I told you that this year your Uncle Saburo got remarried? This is his partner's son, and she married into the family.
Interesting, so the stepson, huh?
Nice to meet you.
You in college?
Yes.
What year?
My first year.
So you're younger than me. Listen up. Around here, you need to worship those that are older than you. And not only that, but you became a member of the Suge family as of this year. If you try to take some kind of big attitude around here, I'm gonna kick you out, you hear me?
Hey, Adaro. You don't need to say that, do you? I'm sorry about that, Masayoshi.
Not at all. It's exactly as my cousin Edaro says. This is my first time coming here today, so my mother and I are looking forward to learning all kinds of things about this family.
The glasses nerd bowed his head down to me. Looks like this kid knows his place pretty well. I don't like glasses, but I think I might like this kid. Hey, glasses, you better drink too.
Thank you very much.
But wait a minute, aren't you underage? Well, in the countryside like this, I guess it doesn't matter.
No, I actually took a gap year, so I'm 20 years old now.
A gap year? That means you're the same age as me.
If you went straight to school, then I guess so.
What do you mean a gap year? You must be dumb.
Well, I actually failed the entrance exam the first year.
Do you know I got into the National University in one try? What about you? National University, private university?
Private. What's so funny?
No, nothing. But dude, you took a gap year and only got into a private university? I was just wondering if you're not embarrassed.
I don't think it's particularly embarrassing, but I do feel bad that I troubled my parents for an additional year.
Yeah, I bet, because you were still leeching off of them for an extra year while you failed the exam. Hey, Edaro, are you talking about college again?
Hey, Uncle, long time no see.
The person that came over with a bottle of sake was Uncle Jiro. Uncle Jiro married a farmer's daughter in the area, and he married into her family. He's a full-time farmer. Apparently, he dropped out of high school, and he always listens to me about my college student life with jealousy. What was your name again, Masayoshi?
Yes.
You know, this guy, even though it's rare to get into college from around here, he's a genius that got into the National University in one try. Isn't that amazing?
I'm sure his parents are proud.
Stop that, Uncle. You know, this guy apparently took a gap year and only got into private. Don't you feel bad for him? Oh, so you're also a college student. Wow. So which private university are you going to? Although I don't know if I'll know it or not. For some reason, the glasses nerd went silent, so I grinned over at him. I bet he was too embarrassed to say it, and that's why he didn't. But then...
It's called Keio University.
What? Keio?
Yes.
Hey, even I know what Keio University is. That's a super smart school, isn't it?
I believe that's what they say.
Interesting. Keio, huh? Yeah, well, whatever. That's pretty decent. I desperately held back my shaking voice and calmly tried to reply. However... Hey, between Keio and your national university, Edaro, which one is smarter? Stop saying unnecessary things, you baldy! Hey, who are you calling baldy? What? I didn't say anything like that.
Depending on the department, the deviation value can be different, so I think it's difficult to compare in general like that. And the most important thing is what you learn once you get into university.
That's right, I was just about to say the same thing.
But, Edaro, it may be rude for me to say something like this, but I do think it might be best to refrain from bragging about your education like that.
Huh? What the hell did I ever brag?
I apologize if I was mistaken, but ever since I met you, I feel like I've heard you say the word National University more times than I can count on both hands.
I'm only speaking the truth anyway.
With some of the words you're saying, for people who didn't go to university or to people that went to university that you think is a lower rank than yours, it sounds insulting. I heard that most of the people here didn't attend university. Uncle Jiro and my father both only graduated from high school, but they both do proud work and they help society run with the work that they do. I don't think that going to university is the only thing that matters.
You bastard! I let you speak, and who do you think you are? You know, I got into National University in one try. I'm a genius, and in the future, I'm gonna get a job at a place way better than you or Dad anyway.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. I think you should refrain from thinking and saying things where you only place value on people based on their status.
Shut up! I flipped over all of the plates on the table, and the entire scene went silent. Even though I went out of my way to get on the bullet train and come here for you all, because of you, this is the worst. I'm leaving.
Hey, Adaro?
Shut up, you old hag! Just so you know, I have no intention of taking after this household. I'm gonna get a job at a major place, and I'm gonna earn a high salary, and I'm gonna marry a model! My mom tried to stop me, but I brushed her off and I headed back on my way. I don't want to spend another second in the same air as a guy that's that disgusting. I got a lot of messages from all the relatives, but I ignored every single one of them. I was furious as I headed towards the train station, but then at that moment, I saw a familiar face. There was only one convenience store in that area, and I saw him smoking a cigarette in front of it. Hey, Satoru! Satoru, is that you? Huh? Oh, if it isn't you, Edaro! I didn't know that you were back! Satoru and I were classmates until middle school, and the two of us used to cause a lot of trouble together. Well, unlike me, this guy was stupid, so sometimes he would be too late to run away or he would leave evidence, and he was always getting yelled at. Judging by his appearance, it looked like he was just messing around as usual. What are you up to these days?
When I'm home, they annoy me to help out with work, so I've evacuated.
You're not going to inherit it?
Yeah, girl!
I get it. Do you want to come to college?
You said that knowing I'm not that smart, didn't you?
My bad.
Must be nice to be you because you're smart. It's that thing, isn't it? In 2 years, you're gonna be wearing a suit and you're gonna get a good salary, aren't you? And you're gonna have the weekends off. Must be nice, even though a farming family doesn't have any days off.
When I become important, I'll hire you with my connections.
Oh yeah? That's a promise, huh?
You and I are friends, aren't we?
I guess I'll help out at home until then.
Hey, you idiot son! Where the hell are you walking around? Hurry up and help!
All right, shut up. All right, see ya. You better keep your promise.
Okay. This is exactly it. This is how small towns should be. I feel so much better about myself now. I should go home while I feel good. You better watch. I'm gonna become huge before the next time I come home. I'm terribly sorry about that because I said something out of my place, and then...
It's fine. I'm sure there was pretty good medicine for that boy anyway.
That guy thought that he lost and he was shaking from head to toe.
Masayoshi, it's true that there were better ways for you to say that. You're just like your father that hates people that are twisted like that. But you can't stomp all over their opinions like that either.
I'm sorry, I regret it. In the end, Edaro didn't come back to the family gathering. I asked for his contact information and I tried to apologize, but he refused to answer the phone and he ignored all of my messages. What I later heard from the family was that Edaro was aiming for a national university in the city center at first, but because the level of that national university was too high, in the end he took the entrance exam for a national university in the suburbs. Apparently, the deviation value for the major that Edaro was in was less than 50. But to that guy, getting into a national university must have been his pride and joy. And then someone like me, a newcomer to the family, one-upped him in front of a lot of people, so surely that wasn't to his liking. I guess I'll apologize next year. However, during the New Year holiday the following year, Edaro didn't show up. Was that my fault? That's what I thought, but apparently that wasn't the case. Apparently he was messing around too much and he was about to be held back a year. And because he was caught up with additional reports that he had to submit, he didn't have time to come home. I was glad that it wasn't my fault, but I hope he's okay. And the following year, Edaro also didn't show up. It turns out that his job search wasn't going too well. Apparently, my aunt only knew the very basics of job searching, so she didn't seem bothered. But January of senior year is when most people already have job offers secured with companies, so I was a little bit worried. The following year, and the following year as well, Edaro didn't come back to the family house. Work, he said. I heard that he was able to get a job at a general company, but I thought it must be hard that he was having to work on New Year's Day as well.
You got a job too, didn't you? Are you off of work right now?
Yes, I'm off for the New Year holiday.
Nice. It really feels like you're a true salaryman.
Even though Edaro wasn't there, everybody was having a grand old time. I wonder if Edaro is okay.
I'm exhausted. Food! Is there any food? Damn it! Why isn't there anything in here? Even though I'm having to work on New Year's Day without even getting paid for this? What part of this company is so great? It's almost like they don't have any leave days. But also they should be paying overtime pay, damn it! Damn it! Ouch! Damn it! Before I realized it, my legs were moving towards my family house. I received multiple angry phone calls from my boss, but I ignored all of them, as if I would care if I got fired from a company like that. This is it, this feeling of absolutely nothing. All that's left is to find my old classmates, and it would be perfect. In order to regain peace in my heart, I came back here. That's because I wanted to believe that I had a better life as a garbage corporate slave than these guys that stayed in this small town. But then, I saw a familiar small truck drive by in front of me. It was Satoru's family car. It seemed like he also noticed me and the car stopped nearby. That was perfect timing. I'm sure that guy's basically like an unemployed loser still anyway. That's what I thought, but the guy that came out of the car seemed a little bit different this time.
Oh, long time no see!
Hey, have you changed or something?
What's the matter? Stopping so suddenly?
When I saw the beautiful woman come out of the passenger seat, I froze. And that's because she was the Madonna of our school back in middle school. All of the guys were in love with her. And in her arms, she was holding a baby and...
Actually, I got married.
Seriously? Really? Well, congrats.
I sent you an invitation to the wedding, but we didn't get a response from you, so I was wondering what happened to you.
My bad. Work has been busy, so...
It must be hard to be one of those salary men.
I haven't forgotten about that promise, so don't worry. When I become big, then I'm definitely going to...
Oh, that thing?
Sorry, man, but you can forget about that. Huh?
Actually, last year my dad collapsed, and right now my wife and I are protecting the family farm. And now I have a child, too. Recently, we've been starting to grow some rare items, too, and we're trying to increase our company revenue. I used to think that farming was pathetic, but when I actually tried it, it was actually pretty fun. So you know what? You work hard on your side, too, Edaro.
I see. Well, good luck. I hadn't seen Satoru in a while. He was like a completely different person. He inherited his family business, got married, and even had a baby. He had the face of a man who was bearing responsibilities. Oh, right. My family. Now I'm gonna go back to my family house. If I do that, I know my dad and my mom will compliment me. I'm home.
Hey, Edaro!
Why the hell are you here?
Oh, I came to say hi.
What's the matter?
When the beautiful girl with glasses came out from behind, I dropped to my knees. No way. You too? Even though you and I are the same age?
Edaro, this person is...
I don't want to hear it! Acting like you were on my side and making fun of me. I'll bet you were laughing at me deep down, weren't you? Even though I graduated from a national university, I bet you're laughing at me that I was only able to get a job at a terrible company with a low monthly wage. You know I tried. I tried to get into a major company. You would think I would get in, right? And yet those bastards, they won't even read my entry sheet if I didn't graduate from a better university. What did I do all of this for? Damn it! Damn it!
Edaro,
Masayoshi, help me, please.
you can leave it to me, Edaro.
On that day, I had Masayoshi pour me some alcohol, and I poured out all of my complaints. But Masayoshi didn't make one sour face, and he only tried to cheer me up, saying that I've been working really hard and how difficult it must be. I was already triggered, so I bit onto that, but even still, Masayoshi didn't stop listening to me complain. After I let out a lifetime of complaints, I slept like I was dead. And I was so sleep-deprived and exhausted from working overtime for multiple days that by the time I woke up, it was noon the next day. Wow. I feel so much better.
Good morning, Edaro.
Masayoshi! That was when I remembered what happened yesterday, and I started to get a little embarrassed. Forget about what happened yesterday, I blurted out. But then Masayoshi said,
It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Just like you said yesterday, you've hit rock bottom at this point, so all that's left to do is to climb back up, right?
Did I really say that?
Yes, you did.
I brought some porridge. Oh, Mr. Adaro, good morning.
Oh, from yesterday.
This is a delayed introduction, but this is my fiancée, Nano Nomura.
Nice to meet you.
Must be nice. You got into a good company and now you're gonna have a wife.
Oh my, but I do think that anybody that's working hard at their job is wonderful.
If you knew where I worked, then you wouldn't be able to say such a thing.
That's not okay, Mr. Adaro.
What?
Saying negative words only puts a curse on yourself. Right now you're hungry, and I'm sure that it's making your mind quickly roll over to the negative side. First, just eat the porridge, and then let's talk, okay?
The porridge that was placed in front of me was wafting a really kind smell. It's delicious.
I'm glad.
That girl, do you think she could become my wife?
That's one thing I won't allow.
It was worth a shot.
Well then, why don't we think about what to do from here? You don't seem to be satisfied with your current company, is that right?
Yeah, but no matter where I end up, someone like me would just be—
Negative words are forbidden. When you were applying for jobs, did you ever have anybody look at your entry sheet for you?
No.
Did you practice for interviews?
I did not.
In every interview, there's someone that you're speaking to, which means that it's really important to be able to understand how you are seen from a third party. To be honest, when I first met you, I think that would have been really hard for you. But what about now?
I guess at least sometimes listen to what they have to say.
Your weird ego is showing. It's not a bad thing to be humble. All that's left is to keep climbing up from here, right?
Please teach me anything and everything.
That's the spirit. From there, I spent the rest of the holiday trying to come up with a plan for the future for my cousin. In the beginning, his ego was still really showing, but both Nano and I strictly whipped him into shape, and by the end, he was defeated. But I think it was headed in a good direction. And his mother, my aunt, also had tears in her eyes at how much Edaro changed, and she was happy.
I didn't know that he was suffering so much. Thank you, Masayoshi. Nano.
From there, I returned to Tokyo with Edaro, and I accompanied him to his company where he had no call, no showed to express his wish to resign.
You bastard! Obviously you're going to be fired! No call, no showing like that, you idiot!
About those words, what's the problem with taking days off that are designated as days off in the company manual?
Who the hell are you?
I'm his cousin.
His cousin? Stop running your mouth, you stupid little kid!
What you are forcing upon my cousin is against labor laws. Although he will be resigning, at that time we will be collecting the combined overtime fees as well as the unpaid weekend and holiday working days, a sum of $30,000, so please be prepared.
Are you kidding me? Who the hell would pay that?
Are you going to refuse? Well, that's a problem. In that case, I guess we have no choice but to report this to the Labor Department and to take you to court.
To court?
At that moment, the office started buzzing. And to all of you working in this office, I can only imagine that you are all being forced to work against the labor laws, are you not? If so, let's go to the Labor Department together. You must not give up your rights as an employee.
Am I really going to be able to get paid for all those times that we worked for free?
I haven't had a day off in over a month now.
Hey, all of you, you better not start having weird ideas. If you get on board with this nonsense, you're all fired.
Please, don't worry. I work for a company that helps people find new jobs. I'm a job search advisor. I've been able to help a lot of people that work for terrible companies until now to find new jobs. Although there are people who had their situations resolved, not one person has fallen into a worse situation. If you are all being told and brainwashed that you are useless and can only work here, that's a huge mistake. There's no way that people who can work with this much stamina and strength could ever be useless.
I will go with you to the labor department.
Me too.
You idiots! You were always calling us brainless and useless, but if I'm going to get used and destroying our company like this, I'm gonna go and try my potential. But you, on the other hand, are actually brilliant, right? In that case, I'll leave all of this work to you. Hey, wait, hey, whoa, stop that!
Well then, shall we go?
Yeah!
After that, all of the employees sued that terrible company, and they were able to collect all of the money that they were not paid for. As for their job hunt, we left it up to the professional, and within 3 months, everybody had found a new job. Apparently, most of the people were shocked at the difference in their new workplace. What happened to Edaro? Well, why don't you ask him himself?
Thanks to Masayoshi and Ms. Nano, I was finally freed from that company. And their skill then was nothing short of amazing. I was such a helpless cousin, and yet he saved me. And back then I thought he was being rude, but I realized that he had actually hit the nail on the head. Hey, Masayoshi.
What is it?
I want to be on your team. Actually, will you please let me be your staff?
Huh?
I bowed my head down. That's because I thought that learning from Masayoshi was going to be the best way for me to become a proud man. Masayoshi was shocked from start to finish, but in the end he listened to my request, and he said that he would go and talk to his boss about it, and asked me to come to his company a couple of days later. When I arrived, I doubted my eyes, and that's because it was such a major company that I gave up on, even submitting an entry sheet to MoniRobo Corporation.
Well then, let's go.
I don't remember what I spoke about in the interview. However, the one thing that I did know was that Masayoshi was by my side, following up for me every step of the way. I was sure that I failed the interview. However, on that night, I got a message that I was accepted, and this time I decided that I was gladly going to follow Masayoshi for the rest of my life. And now I have the honor of being an employee at MoniRobo Corporation. However, I don't ever tell people where I work from myself, because if I did, then it means nothing would have changed from the days when I was up on my high horse. Well, if people ask, I'll answer them, you know. You can let me go with that much. Thanks to getting a new job, I was also able to make time in my private life, and I was able to get a girlfriend. Her looks are... If I didn't choose my words, she was a simple girl, but she was warm and kind, and I was drawn to her personality of being thoughtful of everybody around her. This is the first time that I ever wanted to take care of somebody other than myself. And that, and this, are all thanks to Masayoshi and Ms. Nano, who made me face my life and put me on the right path. From now on, instead of complaining, I want to say my gratitudes as I live. Thanks for listening to my story, everybody. See ya!